The adventure to the Dragon Isles. First of all, I must say I'm impressed by the narrative, but I also noticed that every single quest involving a big character was way more engaging and fun. But more about that later on. The basic story about Dracthyr is that we're created by Deathwing before he became corrupt and was called Netherian. But to defend the Dragonauts, he sacrificed himself to obtain the power of the old gods to finish his foe. Then to become the foe himself. Then he locked away the Dracthyr that has now been awakened. Like everyone else, I arrive at the Dragon Isles. I truly felt excited and I wasn't disappointed at this time. The urgency felt real this time around. We are helping the dragons fight off fire elementals and requiring pieces for their Pillar of Power thing, rescuing dragonkind of all kinds. But I noticed that they had big chunky Dracthyr things, and I don't really understand why we can't have that. Sure, maybe they are more warrior-esque than evokers, but still, they looked cool.
Major Domo Solistra will arrive soon.
Does the Major Domo personally respond to every call for help?
Oh, yes! In times of trouble, there is no one Queen Alexstrasza trusts more.
For some reason, I've started to enjoy Rathian's company, even though he essentially played both sides back in Mist of Pandaria. But he's the reason why maybe some of us care about the future of the Black Dragonflight. Eventually, we turn into a whelpling, and at this day I had worked up until like 1 AM and was very tired when I played all of this, so during this last quest I literally fell asleep, which you can notice when I completely started drifting off into walls instead of doing the quest that I'm supposed to. Once again in WoW history, we have dragon eggs in danger of being corrupted or something, so our job is again to rescue them and then bring them back to Alexstrasza.
Your aid was unexpected, but appreciated.
I trust your flight will now assist us in claiming the Obsidian Citadel from the Jarradin.
Of course we will, after we see to the safety of the eggs.
But before we give them to her, Rathian wants to save the base of the Black Dragonflight. So we are tasked to help him out, and for some reason this other dragon of the Black Dragonflight becomes Rathian's rival, and that is because he is his brother?
Who are you? Sibelian, heir of Neltharion.
But to the biggest point of why I was excited for this expansion. The Dragonfly is really weak at first, but still helps you get from A to B. During the adventuring and leveling process, you will have to reach places as it was straight copied from Spyro the Dragon, but for some reason that kind of progression was really enjoyable. It made the whole idea of flying a minigame of sorts, and there's even races placed across the lands, and even though I haven't really done any of them yet, that is really nice to have, because it's casual content that will give some cool rewards. We eventually arrive at the Centaurs, where the story in my opinion goes down. There is no original OG characters to bring to the story forwards, except the green dragon aspect that isn't Ysera anymore, but her daughter, which I don't really know anything about, but she's not really a big part of the story. You're essentially seeing the story from the side of the good Centaurs. But yeah, this wasn't a great part of the expansion, but I gotta say, it's not that bad. And then of course we help out the Tuskarr. And at the same time the Blue Dragonflight and their pillar. We had to secure this part of the land from another corruption, that the gnolls have been spreading for some reason, and we do just that. We get to see the visage of an old character from the blue Dragonflight we haven't seen in ages. And well, some might soon see her in classic WoW again. Sindragosa is back. Well, not in the way that I expected, but it's a mirror image of a sort, that knows that she's not truly Sindragosa, but technically she's just what's left of her. But the best part of the story must be with the yellow Dragonflight, helping the Time Walkers and Nosdormu with fixing time. Again, and we help them close time rifts and slay animals that are lost to time, and we need to restore their Dragonflight's power as well. But being the Time Walkers, we will have to do some dabbling with time because of mistakes made by actually dabbling with time, and Chromie gets thrown around in time and you follow her along to fix her mess, and you literally find yourself, which is really cool and a nice touch to the time travel. Then you even get to go into an alternative timeline where everything is Murlocs. Yeah, it's messy, but it's kind of fun. It's where Blizzard is not taking it all too seriously, and I love it. But in the end, this is the first campaign completed. I must say this is probably the best leveling experience I've ever had in WoW as a whole. Flying straight away with mechanics, it's absolutely great and not as tedious as it's been in every single expansion previous to this. So I have great hopes for this expansion, and maybe because the dragons are just such a big part of the game, maybe makes it a lot easier to get this expansion right, rather than adding a new character that no one's ever heard of. But yeah, this content that I've edited down has been like 7 or 8 hours, and I'm not even level 70 yet, but the campaign is finished, so I might just record some more and show you more of the whole endgame that is currently available, the things to do, if you want. I felt that this was something I wanted to do as soon as I heard about Dragonflight coming out. So, hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye bye!